All right, thank you all so much. We are back with the HBCU Game Day Return to the Stage, and I am so happy to be talking to none other than Coach Riley with Livingstone College. How are you doing, Coach Riley?
I'm doing excellent. It is a great day to highlight HBCUs and especially HBCU cheer.
I know that's right. So just give us a quick intro. Let us know, give us all the details about Coach Riley.
Oh my goodness, not much. I'm a born and raised Geechee girl from Charleston, South Carolina, all the way in the Low Country. I cheered when I was in high school, but I fell in love with Stomp Shake when I attended St. Augustine's University in Raleigh, North Carolina. I majored in English. I became a teacher in Eastern North Carolina and then in the Piedmont area. So I've been teaching for almost 20 years. I'm
Hey.
national, yeah, master's in teaching. So I just, other than loving education and adolescents and young adults interaction in terms of, analyzing literature and just seeing how words and experiences can help us not only come alive, but travel the world. I love my family. My family is number one. I have 3 children and an awesome husband. He's dealt with me for years, honey. And yeah, he's awesome. My parents are in and out in this area, but they're definitely in support of everything that we pour into the community as a family. And education is one of them. So
That's
if
so
I'm not doing,
awesome.
probably working out, everyone knows I will work out wherever I go. I'm going
Awesome.
to Jamaica soon and I'm packing workout clothes. Like I'm, yeah,
That's
I
what's
never
up.
wear clothes.
Yeah,
It
I
feels good.
can't say I'm in the same ministry. If I'm going to Jamaica, the only workout I'm doing is lifting the
That's,
daiquiri to my face.
that's a good, you got to get your upper body right. You okay? Love health and fitness also, just in and out, healthiness,
Yeah.
things that
I,
make you happy, energized. So
I
that's
love
me.
that. I love that. So let's talk about, you kind of touched on it, but let's get into your cheer story. Kind of take me through your, your cheer history, and then what kind of led you to be coach today.
Okay, so this is a question I love because I don't think it's something we get to talk about in a space where others understand it, and then we also get to teach. So it's an honor to share my cheer story that started at Burke High School in Charleston, South Carolina. I think I was a sophomore in school. I didn't cheer my freshman year. Just kind of needing to find my footing. And once I did, and I found cheer and some pom poms, I was addicted.
Yeah.
So I 3 years at Burke High School, my alma mater. My coaches were amazing. So I think we were taught everything except cheer. Like we taught each other the cheers, but our coaches were dynamic. They taught us to love ourselves. They taught us to be ladylike. They taught us to be organized. They taught us to be proud and to be powerful and still have a touch of, softness and sophistication. So I think it prepared me in particular for a lot of what I would face later on, with people skills, with networking, with showing up and being professional, with being committed, follow through. Follow through is important. It is not for the faint to cheer a
Ooh,
whole girls game than a whole boys game,
yeah.
um, or in college, a women's and a men's game. And then after I graduated, I cheered semi-pro at the Charleston Fire Cats in Charleston, South Carolina. And that was spectacular. Again, it was kind of like a sisterhood. So I had a coach during that year, but she was she wasn't the coach that taught you, like your fundamental skills for blossoming. It was like, let's go get it. Like you're
Right.
here. I don't care if you're 18 or 24. Everyone needs to do this jump split at the same time. Everyone needs to be here from 6 to 6. Everyone needs to have on face, hair, lash, lip. It is a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
But it was a great experience. And then I got to 1315 Oakwood Avenue, St. Aug, stand up. And that was extraordinary as well to be a part of a team. I think that was the first time that I was a part of a performance team that had a name. So what is beautiful about collegiate and professional style cheer and dance is that, you know, the teams have a name, they have a signature. And so
Yeah.
to be a blue chip and not just Sakina was different, you know, and it's, I was always a team player and I always knew I was understood what it meant to be a part of a team, but to be a part of a culture was way different. And once I made it to collegiate cheer, it was definitely a cultural immersion in all things inexplicable. Like you have to have been a cheerleader, HBCU style, especially CIAA, to understand what it felt like. So
Yeah.
it was wonderful. Yeah. And I go back to every other homecoming. I
Nice.
cheer every homecoming. My cheer sisters and I get together, my sorority sisters and I get together, and we do the same cheers that we did 20 years ago. And
Oh
we try
yeah.
to do now, you know, a couple, you have to, you know, lubricate the hips a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit.
stretch, a little extra stretch. Yeah.
The neck, I gotta wear my hair out. It's a little more hair choreography than it was when I was in school. But the culture itself of being proud and being precise and being professional has not changed. So
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
I'm
so
yeah.
yeah, and so it sounds like all of that together is how you kind of approach cheering, being the coach now at Livingstone, and
Uh,
making sure that your team has the same experiences that you kind of had.
yes, we had a great night. I'm just coming from a game. We played Winston-Salem State University. Hello, Winston Rams. And what's so awesome about Winston is that when they play, it's not just the team, like the whole community of Winston shows up. And tonight, though, I'm very proud that with everyone in Winston-Salem who goes there, who's ever attended, who is going there in the future, like they were all in the gym and Livingstone held it down. Livingstone was like, you know, small, but we are mighty,
Yeah.
just in terms of facility, but we share CIAA conference experience. We share being an HBCU, but we were not sharing that win tonight. We were like, no, you know, and that kind of energy is intense. And
Yeah.
a performer, you've got to remain professional, poised, precise, even in that time. Like it's not just, you know, an individual. You are a cheerleader for Livingstone College. You are a LaLas. You have to
Yeah.
keep it la. You do
Yeah.
not get off in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And that's a hard lesson. But I think if they did it tonight with an opposing team having so many people there, then they will be okay. I hope they come back in future years and continue their work and their commitment to being a LaLa, because they're gonna need the experience.
Oh
Sorry to
yeah.
say.
So, as we know, CIAA is coming up, and for cheerleaders in the CIAA, the penultimate event is CIAA Super Saturday Cheer Exhibition. And me being a former CIAA cheerleader as well, I definitely understand that this past week and even this weekend is grueling. It's
Mhm.
hard. It can be frustrating. It is exhausting. And so, as a coach, how do you keep your team motivated, or how have you kept your team motivated to see to get past the finish line, to get to Saturday, and to how do you keep them motivated?
Yeah, that's a great question, Renee. The team this year has about 11 people that will travel. We had 16 on the roster, and of the 16, only one person has ever gone to CIAA. They One person. And so when we started this year, it was pretty much starting from scratch. We're like a resurrection squad.
Yeah.
If you Because there was not a veteran who could talk to them about the road to CIAA, you know? So keeping them motivated, I think, has been a theme throughout the year. We started on August 15th with about 5 people. And like I said, we ended with 16 on the roster and 11 going to CIAA. And it's been challenging. You know, I've had to be very creative. We've got 16 personalities
Oh
and
yeah.
other people, you know, the team, and may not have remained with the team. So we'll say about 20 people have have committed themselves to being a LaLa, and then and understanding what that means, under my leadership has been different for them, because they're also a group who had COVID restrictions last year, and so all of as I said before, I am a health enthusiast, and to get through an entire football game and to get through a women's and men's basketball game, because we don't have split squads, it takes endurance. It also takes a strong mental mindset. And so I think the preparation for this coming week has been something I've been doing all year. We do early morning workouts at about 5:45 a.m. 3 times a week. We do evening workouts twice or 3 times a week. When we can, we do cheer clinics. And over the winter break, we were gone for, goodness, it felt like 3 months. It spanned 3 months. It wasn't a complete 90 days, but we had to do a lot virtually. We had to hold each other accountable. We had to encourage one another. We did a lot of video chat. We did a lot of video share. We did a lot of just checking on each other because it was necessary. And we needed something to look forward to. And so I think the last thing I did as a coach was just to remind them that they are going to Baltimore and they will have a stage that is set just for them to showcase how hard they've worked. And because they built such a strong work ethic, I don't think it took much of me motivating. They have already, I think, accepted this ingrained kind of indoctrination, that happens with HBCU cheer that says I can do it. Not that I can do it, like I'm gonna do it. A lot of our schools share the cheer, do it, right?
Yeah.
Do it. You got to believe those words. That's not just a chant. Like I say, we cheer for our teams, but we cheer for ourselves first. So we've been cheering for ourselves since August 15th, and we're ready.
I love that. I love that you've had to have that thing. And that's not unique to just your squad. I've talked to other coaches, and that has been the case where it hasn't been, ideal. We've had to do things virtually. We've had to, I've got 2 that only been before. So hearing that is amazing. And that also, for me, that's exciting to hear, because it's like, oh, they're about to have the time of their lives and they don't even know it. So first, before I ask this question, as we both know too, when it comes to exhibition, everything is held very close to chest, top secret, confidential. We sneaking around having practice where nobody can see. So I do understand that the routine is top secret up until Saturday, but what can you share with me about your team's routine, or what can we look forward to on Saturday from the LaLas?
I think we should look forward to a look. We're giving looks, baby.
Okay.
Our energy is fun. It is characteristic of who they are.
Okay.
As I said, I'm not a Livingstone alum, but I definitely call it my second home. I worked there for years. And when I just look at the school, its culture, the team, what it wants to build, its legacy, we just combined all of that, and we're like, we're going off. So it's going to be, high energy, a lot of fun. And we really hope the audience enjoys looking at our look, but also our technique and our energy. And we hope that they feed into it and they feel good when they see us perform.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so it sounds like the message that you're trying to relay with your team is that or that you want the crowd to draw from it is that, you want them to walk away energized and excited about what they just saw. So that's so great to hear. I think last question for me, or last thing is, and we talked about this, prior to on the call with the other coaches, but a lot of the times, Black cheer, that's the first layer. Black cheer receives a lot of misconception and stereotyping. But then you go to a lower level, or you go deeper, and then there's the layer of HBCU cheer, right? The stomp and shake. But then you go even deeper, because I feel like it's a whole nother layer when it comes to CIAA cheer. And so For you, what are some of the misconceptions and stereotypes that you would love to dispel, or just kind of talk about with me? At like, what have you even heard that's like completely not true about CIAA cheer?
Yeah, great question as well. Cheer in general, I think a lot of us have heard the stereotype about cheer not being something that requires athleticism. It definitely does.
It definitely
It's a
yes.
full body workout. Even in speaking with trainers who have worked with my team, they've asked me very honestly, what exactly would I need to work on for this kind of sport? They don't understand anatomically what we do and how we need to do it, right? So I need to talk to them about the fact that we are athletes, number one, um, cheerleading in general, but definitely in the CIAA, and that we are skilled beyond just stump and shake. It so happens that we combine stump and shake with skill sets that we've already brought to the table, or
Yeah.
that we once we join our institution. So conceptually, your traditional cheer versus Black cheer or CIAA cheer, has obvious stereotypes because of race or nationality, but
Ooh.
it's actually socioeconomic, and it is,
Ooh.
so if a young girl who grows up in a suburban area or in an area or any area where her family has prioritized gymnastics lessons or tumbling, sorry, I already said gymnastics, I'm sorry, stunt lessons or competitive cheer, then there's automatically going to be a different set of skills. Does not mean better. It does not mean more precise, more technical, more advanced. They are different. And what's so awesome about HBCU cheer is that that person who's got that background can be Black or white. They can be tall or short. They can be Muslim or Christian. It does not matter. But if they have that background, they just so happen to bring it to the school. And then we put the cherry on top. We
Yes.
put the shake with it. Whereas traditional cheer doesn't necessarily have both. Traditional cheer does not allow space for stump shake and what one would call traditional cheer athletics.
Right.
And the stigma that needs to be dispelled is that we can do all. When in actual when the world thinks that we only do one, we
Yeah.
don't just stump shake. We do stump shake, we tumble, we stunt, we dance. Any of our CIAA trained cheerleaders can go pro because we understand the kind of diversity that's necessary. We understand branding. As I said before, we are the Livingstone LaLas. And I'm sorry, when we meet another team or get to coordinate or perform with another team, we know their squad name as well. But we try to make it a point that everyone remembers ours. We leave the floor. And that comes with a unique style. So the last layer of what I'll say that is stereotypical is that we all do the same. There's no way in the world that you can say St. Aug's cheerleaders look like Bowie's cheerleaders or Bowie's cheerleaders looks like JCSU's cheerleaders. No one looks like the Livingstone LaLas. Our uniforms are different. Our hair choreography is different.
Yes.
State does a different choreography with their feet, and if you're
Yes.
to the trained eye, you can see it. But
Exactly.
for those who don't understand, who are not as well versed, and
Yeah.
that's why I get this opportunity, they can maybe now start looking at the fact that, and this is what I tell my team, we are athletic performance artists. We're not just cheerleaders. We're not just in the sport. We have to do all and do it well.
Yes.
Committed to every day. So stereotypically, it's not that we're monochromatic. It's not that we are unskilled. It is not that we are untrained or unpolished. We're actually the opposite. We are all of that and a bag of chips.
Yeah.
So
I agree, Coach
yeah,
Riley. You said
it is.
that so eloquently, so perfectly. I have to agree. I, I'm pushing that one out. Okay. That one, I want that one to go viral because, yes, I completely agree. Well,
Absolutely.
this is the end of our time, but I just want to do you have any words of encouragement or just anything you want to say to the team as you all get ready to go to Baltimore?
Oh, they know my mantra. We're doing well. And the task is to always do better. I want you to show up and be your best next week for every game, and especially on exhibition where you've got young people people your age, people older than you. You have a whole culture, of people looking at you to do well. So know that we have your back. They have your back. And all you have to do is show up and show out.
I love that. So I got one last question before we end. Who you with?
LC.
Who you with?
LC.
Who you with?
LC. Yes.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm around, so it was hard for me to get into that one, but
I know it.
But thank you so much, Coach Riley, for taking time to sit down with me and have this conversation. I'm so excited. I'm wishing you and your team all the best, safest of travels. Keep y'all's head on the swivel as you go to Baltimore with all the crazy things going on affecting our HBCUs. But I'm so glad that our schools are showing strength. And we ain't never scared. So
okay.
a threat. Oh, okay. We still showing up. So I'm just so excited for y'all, and I can't wait to see your performance next week.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. All right. That's it.
Yay. Oh, Renee, you are awesome. Thank you again for this.
Oh, girl, thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. So
look, you got to smile a little bit. We're going to take a picture. Yay, I'll send it to you.
Always leaning to that left side. It's something about it.
Look, know your side. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I know me. I know my angles. Okay, well, this will get pushed out next week. So I'm excited. I'm super excited. Oh, and I think I told you, but I'm just reiterate. He's pushing out each interview individually, visually, and then the audio will all be put together. And I'll just keep y'all posted with the links. It may come from Sylvia or me. So just be on the lookout.
Yeah, that's fine. All right.
Get you some rest.
Yeah, listen, as soon as like we say back home, soon come, I go into sleep.
All righty. Good night.
Okay.